let's go ahead and kick it off. I think we have an email question we can get started with. My boyfriend and I rented a truck to move some stuff. I was the primary and he was the additional driver. I drove my car and he drove the rental. He was involved in an accident in which the other driver was seriously injured. We had rental insurance for damage to the truck. However, the injured driver filed a claim against my boyfriend's insurance. They called and asked for my name. Should I give my name? Could I be completely responsible since I was the primary? And that's from a Chandra. Chandra, a couple of things there that you need to deal with. Simply by virtue of being the, quote, primary on the rental does not necessarily give you liability in the first instance. The issue comes down to, and typically in Florida, you're looking at, there's a lot of issues you got to look at, but more or less, for simplicity's sake, there's going to be 3 people potentially liable in any kind of accident you have. The driver is always going to be liable if they're negligent. So your boyfriend has culpability and liability and needs to put his insurance carrier on notice as soon as possible. Also, if there was an owner of a vehicle, they are liable under what we call the dangerous instrumentality doctrine. In this particular situation, though, there's an exception under federal law where it's a rental vehicle that they are very likely going to be have immunity and preempted under federal law. A third category is if you are doing a joint venture or in the line and scope of course of employment for someone. Here in this situation, it sounds like the two of you are moving something together and there could be an argument that that was a joint venture. So there is the potential that you could bear some responsibility for this accident. So it's important that you contact your insurance company because you have a contract with them and one of your responsibilities is to promptly notify them so that they can do the proper investigation and do the things to take care of and protect you. And they can't do that until they know about the accident. So you need to go ahead and call them and let them know. With respect to giving your name, the short answer is you're going to have to do it sooner or later. So you might as well go ahead and provide that information because if you do not provide it, I mean, this is something we deal with every day, Kelly. We ask people for information. We try to do it politely, and if we don't get responses, we're left with no other option but to go ahead and file suit and to do that and have the tools of discovery, whether that be depositions where we sit someone down, ask them questions, or subpoenas where we ask for records and documents. But the long and short of it is that they're going to get that information, so it's better to be upfront about it. You can't, things do not go away by ignoring them or putting your head in the sand. So the facts are the facts and the law is the law. So get that information, get everybody put on notice because you want to make sure that those insurance companies do not have any basis to deny liability based off a lack of cooperation on either you or your boyfriend's part. So please do that, and we wish you luck on getting that taken care of.
Good luck.
But you know, that brings up a good point, Kelly. You know, we're talking about with respect to there's a difference between liability and coverage. So for example, in that situation, a lot of times your own personal vehicle coverage is going to cover you when you are in a rental vehicle. So that's important to think of. But if you're doing some sort of commercial venture, for example, many of the policies have exclusions these days for if you're driving Uber or Lyft or things of that nature. So make sure when you are getting your insurance that you talk with your agent and make sure and describe the different things that you're doing and have an educated discussion with them so they can make sure that you're buying appropriate coverage to take care of you, because the last thing you want to do is have some sort of accident where there is no coverage, because the reason you bought that insurance in the first instance is to protect you from these situations where there may be something that you can't afford to pay someone's hundreds of thousands of medical bills if it's been a serious accident like Chandra was discussing. So you want to make sure that you know what you have and that you have properly disclosed whatever risk that you may be engaging in.
And it can be as crazy as just, you know, I park my car here on the daily, but I don't tell the insurance company that I parked my car here on the daily, and they can deny you your coverage for that basis if you're not absolutely completely straight up with them. So be very, very careful and cautious when you're divulging your information to your insurance company, because they will look for reasons to deny you in a heartbeat.